Welcome to the New England Real Estate Journal radio show. I'm Rick Kaplan with Eric Wilson, and we're here in Warwick, Rhode Island at our NEREJ Cocktails and Conversations. And we have another great crowd.
Another great crowd.
And I'll tell you, the food, I saw them bringing it all out, looked fantastic.
I don't know what the cheese was with the pink infusion, but it was amazing.
Well, you can, if you walk around the crowd, you can see all the associations that have joined us today. We also have some of our sponsors, MG Commercial in Rhode Island. We have the Bank of Rhode Island as well, Eldorado Stone.
And our media sponsor, the News Funnel.
And our media sponsor is NEREJ, the New England Real Estate Journal, and the News Funnel.
Right.
And we have all the associations here. And we're going to have some interviews with some of the attendees as well as some of the sponsors when we come back.
But don't forget, last week we did the NEBFM show, so check that out on YouTube. Should be up this week. Everyone should take a look at that. Another great show they put on up in Boston. And look for this show in a few weeks on YouTube. And always find us on YouTube.
And I want to thank all the people at the New Hampshire Cyber. I was up there at their annual barbecue. And awards that was hosted by T.F. Moran. People up there were phenomenal. Our good friend Colin Cooper from Eldorado Stone, he was there as well. So I just want to give them a shout out. They did a great job.
Nice.
And congratulations to all the people that had won the awards. But I also, when I walked around here and I met some of the associations, and some of these associations have traveled with us to all of our networking events that we put on. I just want to give them a shout out as well and a thank you, because they support us as well as we support them and their members. And we appreciate everything they're doing and appreciate all the things they do for us.
Definitely. I agree with that 100%.
So when we come back, we're going to see and find out some of the things that they do for us with some interviews. We'll be right back. And our first interview on the New England Real Estate Journal radio show is with Mike Ciaburri of Worth Avenue Capital. Right. So if you need money from a private lender, Mike is the guy to go to.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. Good to see you and Eric again tonight.
It's good
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you,
me on.
Mike.
Appreciate it. Beautiful.
Well, actually, I'm calling you Mike. It's Michael.
Whatever, Mike or Michael is fine.
Well, you guys are friends. You've interviewed him a few times.
That's what I think of him as a friend, so I call him
For
Mike.
all of our listeners or viewers, make sure when you call, you ask for Michael. You're not friends yet. So why don't you give it, Mike's, you've been on our show 3 times now?
This is number 2.
This is number 2?
Second time, yes. Up in Hartford.
Right.
I interviewed with
So why don't you give us an update? How is the lending game going?
Sure. The lending game is going very well, actually. It's like any business, a very competitive marketplace, but I'm a niche lender, and I'm really servicing a market of small businesses and small real estate developers and investors who, for one reason or another, can't go to a bank, or they can go to a bank, but they don't want to deal with the bureaucracy of the amount of time it takes to get a bank loan. As an example, if you're a real estate developer, or you're an investor, you come across a really sweet deal that you want to take advantage of, and you need to move fast. There's 5 people bidding on the property, and it's going to go quick. And you know that if you go to a bank, it's going to take 5-6 weeks to get the commitment. Hey, I don't have time for that. I've got some of my own money I can put in, but I've got to get the rest of the money quickly. I can go to Worth Avenue Capital, and we can close the loan in a week, if not sooner. And then, now you own the property. Now the pressure is off. You can then take your time and shop the banks in your area and say, okay, I'm going to talk to 3 or 4 banks. I own the property now.
Right.
I could take 3 or 4 months and get the best deal and then come back and pay us off. So that's really a niche that I think pretty well.
Now that's very important right now, especially in the way the market is. Well, you say Rhode Island, Connecticut, New England.
Yes.
Because properties are moving much faster. So now you have a lot more people that are looking at properties, putting in bids of properties. So if you're an investor, you need to jump on it quick.
No question.
So you need the money. You need someone that can give it to them right then and there and not wait 3 months.
And I'll give you an example.
The other guy.
Exactly. About a year ago, I get a call from a company in my area in Connecticut. Long story short, the guy wanted to buy an investment property on Nantucket. Now, Nantucket's a very expensive area, obviously. And there were 4 people bidding on the property. He said, look, I can get bank financing, but I don't have time. I got to move fast. I've got a fair amount of my own money I'm going to put in, but I need the rest quick. We closed that loan in 5 days. Here's the moral of the story. He bought the property for north of $2 million, and this is last July. It's under contract to sell. He flipped it. He's selling it for 2.5.
Yeah.
So he made himself a cool $400,000. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that,
I mean-
but he could have ever done it without.
Does that guy need a partner?
A little side deal.
Yeah, right.
A quick example.
Now, here's a weird question. Because you can close so fast and do these things, it must be really good for this new next generation of investors coming in, these millennials, who everything is now. When you hear about projects like, oh, I want to take out a loan, and then this project will be done by 2020, interest is gone by most people.
Right.
People don't care anymore. So when you bring up like, we'll use Westwood for example, University Ave. The reason people were so excited is it came up so fast. It was built incredibly quick, and people were like, "Great, I'm excited." But if that took 5 years, like the Big Dig,
Yeah.
Right.
people are like, "I don't care
Yeah,
anymore."
exactly.
What's the next building that's coming up? I'm going to live there instead of that last apartment that took you 5 years. So I want to know, are you looking to expect more competition in your industry as we go forward, or less?
I think more, because the banking industry, if it's not the most heavily regulated industry, it's certainly in the top 2 or 3. And what's happening is the banks that are selling out, and there will be more bank mergers in my opinion in the next several years.
Yeah.
There actually should be more, but it's very tough to actually merge banks today because of the regulatory environment. The government makes it very tough, but you're going to have a lot of ex-bankers like myself who maybe had a small bank, they sold out, now they're looking for their next, reinvent themselves. I know how to lend. I want to get into the private lending industry. It's much less regulated. I'm going to go out and get my own capital and go to work. So I expect there to be more competition. But that's okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Brings the best, cream to the top, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually saw one of your tweets the other day, and you were talking about how I'm pretty sure the Newport Bank,
Yes, Bank Newport.
Bank of Newport, is working with the lending club,
The lending club.
and doing something that I haven't heard of before. Probably because I'm a little bit younger than most people that are in this game.
Than most people.
But it was like private consumer loans, and tell us a little bit about that and what that means for the future of private
Sure.
lending and
Well,
banks.
Great question. Back in the day when I was a banker, I said this to Rick earlier at the cocktail party, if you guys called me up, this was 10, 15 years ago, hey, I need 15 or 20,000 personal loan, you had needs for whatever. You're going to buy a car, you're going to fix up your house, whatever. College education, I could come in, sign the note, I'd cut you a check. Today, a banker can't do that. The regulations don't allow you to do it. So I give Bank Newport a lot of credit. That took a lot of guts to create that alliance with, Lending Club and sort of be a maverick and ahead of the curve, so that they're saying, wait a minute, there's still a market niche here that's not being served by the banks. Why not partner with an alternative lender? If they can do it better than we can and we both profit from it, why not? You're going to see a lot more of that, I think.
You think you'll see a lot more mergers between private lenders and small
No
banks
question.
to fit that
Absolutely.
consumer loan?
A lot of the
Absolutely.
banks, their hands are handcuffed. They're handcuffed that they can't make a lot of loans that people would need to like a businessman.
That's right.
He might need the money quicker than waiting 6 months to go and get tax returns. Get all this information that they're going to need before they can then say, well, we can't give you the loan.
Exactly.
They need someone that can turn it around quicker.
That's right. And
A private lender would be able to.
no question. And I think this deal with Bank Newport and Lending Club is strictly a consumer product.
Right.
You're going to see more, in my opinion, smaller banks especially hook up with, it could be me or any other private lender, where they say, look, we're getting all these loan requests from these small businesses, real estate developers. They just don't fit in our box. We can't close them. We can't fund them because they don't meet the regulations. they don't meet our criteria, but we're sending this business away. We would like to profit in some way. Why don't you fund these deals? And, we'll get a piece of it. Whether vis-a-vis a fee income, a commission, however it can be done, I think you're going to see more of that. It would make sense. I'm very interested in doing that with the bank.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening because, especially after the bank crisis.
That was going to be my question. Is it because of banks failing that they're so handcuffed at this point, or was they handcuffed prior to that?
Part of it. DoddFrank is really what pushed everything over the top.
Nice.
Mike feels so comfortable talking with us. He doesn't even remember he has the microphone.
Yeah, he's...
I left banking about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it was heavily regulated then. DoddFrank came in after that.
Okay.
Right? After the world almost came to an end in 2008. And of course, we enacted the DoddFrank law, and that really pushed banks over the edge in terms of what they can't do. And it's really handcuffed them. So although they were heavily regulated before that, now it's worse. DoddFrank has really made it tough for them. And hence creating more opportunities for
so now that's why private lenders, there'll probably be more and more coming out.
That's exactly right. So it's created more opportunities for our industry, and I think our industry, our industry is going to continue to grow.
So that's kind of a good thing.
It is a good thing.
You've taken a little bit of what from the banks and allowed, I want to say mom and pops, but personalized businesses to grow, small business companies.
Exactly. And the small business person, if they don't know that private lending is on the map, what do?
Right.
They go to 5 banks, let's say, they get 5 no's. And then they stop. They say, well, I can't get a bank loan. Okay, maybe you can't. But you can still get a loan if you realize that there are alternative private lenders out there who are interested in your business.
Yeah,
but people don't know where to look.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very much needed. And
it is.
And the word has to get out more because there's fewer and fewer people that really know about this than they should have the knowledge, because banks aren't telling them.
No, they're not.
And they're not saying, oh, we can't give you a loan, but we know some private lenders we can direct you to.
And look, I solicit the banks because I know that they're not doing most of the deals they get, and I say, look, if ABC widget company comes in and you can't help them, give them my name.
Right.
I'll try to help you in other ways. Maybe they'll bank with you. If I can make the loan, I'll make sure that you guys get the deposits. But you'd be surprised, a lot of the banks, they just send these people away and they don't really, they don't help the customer per se in that respect.
That's too bad, but
That is too bad. I don't want to get into the political side of banks, so we'll leave that alone. Why don't we touch upon...
They're going to close all your accounts.
Well, no, it's just Bernie Sanders 2016. So, just because he's on my side. No, my last question was, if we have to get going, is how's Worth Avenue Capital on itself? How's business going for you personally?
Business is really good. We're in our 7.5 years in business. We've funded over $100 million worth of loans in a short period of time.
Wow, that's really good.
We're proud of that. And, the key is, look, you've got to be on your A game all the time. You've got to keep expanding and building, and that's not an easy thing to do.
And you service Connecticut, Rhode Island?
And Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and I'm looking to break into Florida at some point.
Oh, really? That's a large lead. Nice.
Hence the name Worth Avenue Capital.
Right.
Worth Avenue in Palm Beach. My family's had a home in Palm Beach for many years,
nice.
So I know the market well. And Florida's a great market. Being, you guys are Massachusetts, Rhode Island guys, but I'm a Connecticut guy. Connecticut, the government of Connecticut, they're basically telling Connecticut residents, we want you to move. Because it just gets more expensive. Forget the weather. I mean, the weather's horrendous. I mean, today's one of the nicest days of the year.
Yeah.
But, the winters are getting even worse. Cold, snowy. You don't want to be around during the winter. But worse is that the cost of doing business in Connecticut it's not sustainable for a lot of small businesses.
Right.
So Florida's, they don't tax you in Florida the way they do in Connecticut. The weather's better. You can do a lot of business down there. That state just continues to grow. In fact, I just saw it on an email yesterday. Rick Scott, who is the very entrepreneurial governor of Florida, is making a special trip to Connecticut to recruit small
People
businesses
to
to
come
come.
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you
makes
sold
sense.
you sold me, Mike, because I'm willing to go down and work for you down in Florida.
Well, it's funny. It's funny, Rick. I'm about to open an office there. Maybe you might be interested in coming and running it for me.
Definitely.
As soon as
I was
the
gonna say,
weather gets cold.
I thought Worth Avenue was Monopoly. Is it not Monopoly?
Maybe it's actually not.
Oh,
It's not Boardwalk or Park
Yeah,
Place,
yeah.
but maybe someday. Who knows?
I didn't know. I thought it was. It definitely could. You should
gonna be
make
in-
your own
it's gonna be in
Monopoly
Palm
game.
Beach.
Okay, it
Palm
sounds
Springs,
good.
Right?
West Palm Beach.
Every
right?
time someone comes in alone, you give them one of your board games.
There you go.
That's
Now
right.
you're marketing. Branding
So now
101.
If you need money, Mike Ciaburri of Worth Capital.
Worth
Avenue
Avenue
Capital.
Capital. And what's the
Worth Avenue
website?
Capital.
And what's the website?
He's looking to give you some money.
What's the
Private
website?
The website is www.weclosecommercialloans.com. That's www.weclosecommercialloans.com.
This guy's a pro. Did you just hear it? He double hit it. I love it. Thank you, Mike.
And
for
we're
joining.
coming to the end of our Cocktails and Conversations 2015 Rhode Island. And it was another success.
What a great venue.
This
Very
was
well
a great
done,
venue.
Rick.
This hotel was unbelievable. The
Right.
Crown Plaza in
Warwick,
Warwick.
Rhode Island, yeah.
I can't say enough about the people here.
Right.
They were outstanding. They did an excellent job. The food was very good. The hall was tremendous.
Right? It's not often I give a good shout out, but Rick, you did a great job once again, as you do with all of our events here at the Journal.
Thank you, Eric.
So we tip our cap to you because you pack a room, and we have great networking and a lot of great professionals.
Yeah, no, everyone seems to always leave happy.
Everyone seems happy.
Yeah,
It's kind of like your house on Christmas.
yeah, no one leaves my house happy on Christmas.
I
Believe
wouldn't
me.
think so. You're Jewish. So but we want to thank all of our sponsors, of course, right off the get.
We
MG
do.
Commercial, Bank of Rhode Island, Eldorado Stone,
Eldorado
the
Stone.
News Funnel, the NEREJ ourselves, the Journal.
All the associations that joined us today.
Yep. Ricey,
Right. yeah.
IREM Rhode Island,
Let's see if you can name
CAI New England,
all. CCIM,
CCIM, SIOR. Did I leave anybody out? I don't think so.
CIA. Did you say
I said
CIA?
CAI, yep. And I know that actually IFMA Boston had a few.
And if my boss.
They had a few attendees show up to represent them as well, so we'll give them a nice little shout out. But we really appreciate all the support for our events, and you really do help Rick out a tremendous lot in order to get him to pack this room.
Well, I couldn't do it without you, Eric.
I am the motivational guide that
That's right.
allows you to
'Cause if
sail
you-
the seven seas like Sinbad,
Because if you didn't leave me alone and not bothering me,
right?
I can get it all done.
Exactly. I am the wind in the storm to your sail trip.
Well, I want to thank everyone again, and join us at our next Cocktails and Conversations in Connecticut. Have a good night.